So this might be the single most entertaining video that I've ever had a chance of shooting in my long history. What we have here is one of the most impressive and iconic sort of assemblies representing something of like a complete set that, frankly, to our knowledge, has never been done before. I'm not aware of anybody who owns all 6 of what was the inaugural 2003 Exquisite production of Jordan. Here's all 6 of the variations presented. They are in our marketplace, presented and able for acquisition as one entire set. Never seen this done before. In fact, some of these cards that are just featured as part of this set, we haven't even seen individually in our auctions in a long time or ever. So what we have here is just an assembly that seems to be unique. If anybody has something to say to the otherwise, I'd love to see it, because these things need to be celebrated. This sort of effort to acquire these 6 cards is kind of hard to describe, but it frankly doesn't exist hardly, that kind of effort. These are all so rare. Most of these cards, if you owned one of them, it would be the pinnacle of your portfolio. As it sits, to own all 6, you can imagine the effort, all in extremely high grade, mind you. We have 4 9.5s and 2 9s. It's just a staggering thing. We'd love to see somebody compete and try to match this, but it's like, this is an amazing assembly that we're delighted to feature. So I'm gonna try to give each of these cards a little bit of a stage and kind of work our way through it here a little bit, but just an amazing assembly. We're gonna go ahead and zoom in here a little bit so I can get a little bit more detail for y'all. Okay, so starting here with one of the more impressive examples of the entire group. So this scripted swatches variant, first of all, I've never seen one. This is actually the first time I've actually even held one of these. They're extremely rare. There's only 25 of them that were ever made. This one's serial number 12 of 25. But even more staggering about this issue is, first of all, it's graded 9.5. It's incredible, impossible, frankly. But then on top of that, this black patch with the silver inscription, or the silver auto, only 5 of the 25 actually featured that color variant. The rest have a red patch, which is more traditional, with a black auto. So this is one of only 5 with the black patch, and so we're lucky enough to say the one that we've held of the scripted swatches is actually one of these black variants. It's just an incredible investment piece in its own right. The subs are very nice, centering, corners, edges, surface at a 9. Can't really see the flaw, which I usually have a hard time finding the surface issues that cause the surface upgrades to not grade higher, but overall it's just a beautiful card. Undeniably gem mint in our opinion. All of the corners, edges, and whatnot are really without flaw. From the back, very similar. So yeah, really an impressive card. Next we have the Exquisite patches. This is a more mainstream issue, but the patch is incredible. These are numbered to 100. This one's serial number 51 of 100. Again, staggering professional grade of a 9.5. This has an edges of a 9. The other 3 subs are 9.5s. The patch is a really nice 3-color, 3-tier patch. The autograph is beautifully struck. Front and back, everything is very well preserved. It's just one of the finest copies of this card that exists. Pinpoint sharp. It's just awesome. All of these cards, they basically belong in a museum. Next, we have the Noble nameplate. This one always had kind of a nice allure. I like the patch window. It's definitely just got that jewelry-esque appearance, and they're so rare. There's only 25 of these two, very limited production. This one's serial numbered 15 of 25. Pretty massive subgrades. We're only a half point, or a half point away from all subs being 9 or better. Centering's a 10, edges a 9.5. It's just a really sharp looking 9. In our opinion, it's got looks of a gem mint card as well. Very tough to find in higher grades. Corners at a 9. It's not immediately clear like why the corner subgrade wasn't higher. It looks very sharp overall. And the surface of an 8.5. These surface subgrades are probably our most preferred sub to be low if you're going to buy a card at, in a lower grade, just because the eye appeal is not affected usually by the surface subgrade. Sometimes it is, but usually it's due to some superficial blemish that you can't hardly ever even find. So there's a lot of value in cards that are graded 9s that otherwise look gem mint, just because when the surface subgrade is the issue, it's the card looks, as this one does, like a gem mint card. Just beautiful. Probably the most desired mainstream production of the Exquisite collection Jordans. This is the limited logo. These are of course numbered out of 75. This one's serial number 67 to 75. The 3-color patch is obviously the centerpiece of the card. The full bleed foiling across the midsection here makes it very difficult to find in high grades, and then the full bleed black at the edges here just very much they don't tolerate much wear. Undeniably gem mint. The autograph is flawless, very, very well struck. Just a glistening example, which frankly almost looks worthy of review. It looks like it could have graded higher on technical merit. Give a little sneak peek of the more intimate detail. The edging along the sides here is just, they have an edges subgrade of a 9, though I gotta be honest, I can't see how it didn't grade higher. It's not readily apparent like where the wear is that causes that. All this fogging here, that is on the case, of course, not on the card. But yeah, just a glistening example of yet another like immeasurably important card. And then the last two, these have an allure which is very unique in their own rights, and we'll step through them here. This first one is the rarest of the entire set. This, the number pieces, is maybe the most desired. It's probably the most single attractive. I mean, this patch window, gorgeous. Autograph along the right side vertical. This is one of the most attractive trading card designs I think that's ever been conceived, and nothing will ever replace the 2003 Exquisites. Of course, they just are. They're iconic. They kind of changed the way people view trading cards forever, and manufacturers have been trying to replicate that ever since. Limited to just 23, so it's the lowest serial number run of the set, and well, second lowest I should say, and then this one's serial number 15 of 23. So just a glistening example of a card which is virtually irreplaceable. Just beautiful throughout. Condition wise, immaculate. It's really, really sharp. Corners were the only thing that didn't grade out at gem mint status, and as we fell on a lot of these, the look and feel is a little bit better than the grade as it's assigned. These are conservative assessments. A 9 corner subgrade is, I don't know. I think the card could easily be reviewed. It's really, really impressive. Just a beautiful card. This is probably my favorite from the group. You can't replace this. Last, certainly not least, the lowest serial number. The number piece, of course, is the second lowest. This is the lowest. This is the Exquisite Emblems of Endorsement. A lot of people have never even seen this card. I've seen one other copy is all. This one's serial numbered 4 of 15. A lot of people are like, wow, what is that? Is that a 2009 or 2006? No, this is actually from the 2003 inaugural Exquisite production. Just people just have never seen it, because frankly this card doesn't exist. There's only 15 of them ever made. No wonder it's so rare. Hard to put into words just how special and scarce this is. You combine that with the rest of the set, wow, it's a irreplaceable, just an irreplaceable assembly of cards. Really, really impressive. Overall, the attributes are I would say mint or better. We have an edges subgrade of an 8.5. There's just the subtlest little bit of wear along this side, which we can show, though based on the card's holder and how it's presented, it doesn't really show much of that, but there is a technical flaw that causes the 8.5 subgrade on that part. But overall, it looks like a gem mint card. The autograph's immaculate. You can see just that little touch of wear. That's all it is. No big deal. This one is a pop 3. There are none higher. None have ever graded higher than a 9. So this very well could be the prettiest of the 3. I don't know how it could be much better from a 9's perspective. You can see the subgrades there. Autographs a 10. So, all told, just this is probably the rarest and scarcest. A lot of people have never even seen it. So, all told, complete set, 2003 Exquisite Jordans. The superlatives are many. Hopefully this video was enjoyable for those who have taken the time to watch it, and we're delighted to have these cards in our possession. And there's to say it's a world-class investment assembly is an understatement. We're delighted to know that this sort of an assembly even exists, and thanks for watching this video.